Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Gabe DeArmond here, publisher of Power Mizzou, with you at a special time, Friday evening. We don't normally do this, but we've got an announcement for you guys. Alabama defensive back, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. is set to announce his commitment at the top of the hour. Mizzou, Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama are the finalists here. Again, it is going to be announced at 5 o'clock. We have got a man down live at the football field at Gadsden City High School. Our man Evan Dudley is helping us out, stringing for us down in Gadsden. So we're going to go to that here in a couple minutes. Evan will have the video of the announcement, and you'll be able to see what Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. picks and all that here. Again, live at 5 o'clock. That's just about 6 minutes away. I will bring him on the stream closer to the time of that announcement. Right now, there is a table set up on the football field at Gadsden City High, but nobody's sitting. So when we get to Dre getting close to ready to make that announcement, we'll bring that up full screen for you guys to watch. And I'm assuming they'll do a hat ceremony, all that. But this one, again, it's Mizzou, Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama. Most people expect this to be Mizzou or Alabama. Dre's dad, Dre Kirkpatrick Sr., obviously played at Alabama not all that long ago, honestly. I think he finished up around 2009, maybe, something like that. Might have been 2008, but Dre's dad obviously played for Alabama. The Crimson Tide offered him a couple of weeks ago. Now, Missouri was his only official visit. Missouri's been on him for quite a while. Again, Bama came in with the offer a couple of weeks ago, and he is set to decide, we think, between those two. But hey, these kids, they're 17-year-old kids, man. They pull surprises. You never know. It could be Auburn. It could be Arkansas. Maybe he'll pull something completely off the radar and go to one of the schools that was not listed on his Final Four. Again, it's 4:56, so I'm going to fill about 3-4 minutes here for you until Dre is ready to make his announcement, until we've got the video set up and all that. We're getting there. I mean, we've got our guy. I can see the shot, so I know we're there. But there's no point for you guys to look at an empty table. I will pull it up briefly to give you a view. There you go. You can see the field at Gadsden City High, and there's the table. And at some point here, Dre Kirkpatrick is going to sit down and make that announcement. But what I don't want to do is force Evan to hold his phone up there on a shot of an empty table. So I'm going to take that out of the stream for right now, and we'll bring him up when we get closer to making this announcement. A big week for Missouri, certainly. On Monday afternoon, Mizzou got the number 3 player in the country, Williams Winery, a defensive end from Lee Summit North. That was the headliner, but Dre Kirkpatrick certainly now taking center stage today. Missouri right now sits at 12 commitments. Kirkpatrick would be number 13, but again, Alabama definitely a threat here. It's been interesting the last few days, early in the week. Most of the intel we had seemed to be pointing toward Missouri on this one. Have had a couple people in the last few days say they're thinking it's Alabama. So this one is not. This one's not cut and dried. We don't 100% know what Dre is going to announce here in the next 3 to 10 minutes. I hesitate to tell you guys it'll be exactly 5 o'clock. I've covered enough of these to know. Sometimes it goes a little past that, but certainly would continue a really good week for Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri when you combine it with what has happened with Dennis Gates in the basketball program here in the last couple of weeks. It has been a really strong run here for the main programs at Mizzou in the last 2 weeks. For those of you who maybe not as familiar with Dre Kirkpatrick, 6 foot, 186 pound, he's a defensive back, probably a corner, 3-star from Gadsden City High School in Alabama. I'm just going to go through and read off his offers: Georgia Southern, Jacksonville State, North Alabama, Coastal Carolina, Alabama State, Grambling, Purdue, Mississippi State, Troy, Mizzou, Campbell, Alcorn State, Georgia Tech, South Carolina, UAB, Marshall, Auburn, and Alabama. So, and then also Dre has Arkansas in that final group. So I'm assuming that he's got an Arkansas offer that we just have not yet uploaded to our database. So we are closing in here. Again, this is going to be done on the football field. So it looks like the team is still kind of gathered back on the field behind the table at Gadsden City. But appreciate all you guys who are here watching with us live. We're up over 400 now. Hopefully by the announcement we can bump that up. Share the link with your friends who are Alabama, Auburn, Mizzou fans, whatever. Let them know that they can watch this with us. And while you're here, do us a favor, give this show a like, give the channel, like the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you're an Alabama fan, you might not want to subscribe to our channel, but hey, we could do good stuff. Maybe you will want to. And if you're a Mizzou fan, if you subscribe, you're going to get alerts every time we go live, which we're doing a couple times a week for live shows throughout the season. We are doing post-game shows from most football games. And every now and then special events like the Winery announcement on Monday, the Kirkpatrick announcement here coming up pretty soon. It looks like it is a pretty windy day, and do want to give Evan a warning that I'm about to pull his video back up. So keep that steady as you can for a minute. And here's the scene, guys. We're just waiting. Doesn't look like any hats are on the table or anything quite yet. That's probably a good idea because it looks like they would blow away considering how windy it is down there. You can kind of see. So we're just waiting for Dre and his family to whoever it's going to be with him at the announcement to get up there. And, again, we are kind of looking into the sun. Hey, we don't set these things up. We're going to do the best we can to give you guys a view, and you ought to be able to hear. Audio is working fine. We've tested this all out. So, we'll certainly have the announcement for you. And I'm sure that Evan can do us the solid. If for some reason we can't tell exactly, he'll tell us exactly who Dre Kirkpatrick picks here in just a couple minutes. Going to take that video down again until we've got people kind of sitting at the table and get a little more ready to do this. I like that. I like Dylan's idea. Put a rock in front of the hat of choice and just let the others blow away. That is solid. Pine Tree wants me to put a filter on the phone. Look, guys, again, we didn't set up the table, man. We just work with what we could do. I understand that the sun is behind it, that I have a TV background. I know that's called backlighting. It's not ideal. I don't know what to tell you guys. We're going to do the best we can here. We're up getting close to 600 people here. So appreciate all you guys hanging out. Again, like the channel, subscribe. Do all those nice things that people on YouTube ask you to do while you're here. Welcome any of your comments. Rich says, haven't seen a bat signal from Eli Drinkwood. So there's a couple explanations from that. Like, Dre may not have told the coaching staffs yet. I don't know for sure. Also, when these kids are making announcements, a lot of time the coaches are not going to put out the signal that they got a commitment because they want the kids to have their moment. So that also is a possibility. Again, we have felt pretty good about Missouri's chances throughout this week. You guys know how we operate. We're not gonna invest the time and the effort to go cover this if we don't think there's at least a pretty good chance. But we do not know for sure where Dre is going. And Hunter says roll tide. That's a possibility. We could see an Alabama commitment here. And if that's the case, hey, happy to provide a service for all of those Bama fans who are joining us. And it looks like maybe we've got people moving toward the table. I can't tell for sure. I do see people in the background there, so that is good news. It's tough to tell from my vantage point if they are coming up toward the table or exactly what's going on quite yet. But again, they can't make the announcement without people sitting at the table. Okay, so you guys got cheerleaders is what you got going on here. So we're going to have some build up and some hype to this, which, hey, awesome. Great for Dre. This is a big moment for these kids. So certainly, understand that they want to make the most of it and have everybody excited about it. All right, let's see. Dylan asks, do you have any opinion on Winery wearing another team's gear? Look, guys, I get that some people are going to make a thing out of that. He had a pair of gloves in his bag and he put it on. He was asked kind of a leading question afterwards. Again, nobody's going to quit recruiting Williams Winery. He's the number 3 player in the country. So as we told you even beforehand, this is not set until December 20th, but I wouldn't stress out too much about it. Sounds like now we've got a flag football team coming on the field. So just kind of waiting with you guys to see what we got happening down here.
Welcoming our very first flag football team to the field. Lead athlete for Coach Peter Rose, Daniel Cameron, and Michael Nelson.
This is interesting. All right, so
inside, the AHSA has officially sponsored a girls flag football in the state of Alabama. That's what they're introducing currently.
Okay, got you. That is Evan Dudley down there for us. So appreciate it. I was a little bit lost, and Evan, feel free to chime in at any point that you want to with kind of commentary, letting people know what's going on, because obviously you have a much better idea since you're down there than I do, and everybody can hear, and that is fantastic. So appreciate that. Appreciate Jared tossing us a little money, and yeah. The girls flag football team, to our knowledge, none of them are committing to Missouri or Alabama today. But hey, guys, you just never know. There you go. Bama Central saying it's the second season of girls flag football. So that's cool for those girls, and waiting for the ceremony to get going. And hey, guys, these they run on their own timetables. I've been at ones. We live streamed one where the kid took questions from first graders for 40 minutes. We live streamed one where they played gospel music for about half an hour. So it's always interesting. Hold on. So
welcome our Titan players to the field with our fight song.
Ethan is saying that this announcement is now at 5:30. Evan, do you have any idea if that's true down there? Because if so, we're probably going to let you go for a little bit, and you can get back in closer to 5:30.
I have not heard anything definitively, but they are introducing the team now, bringing it onto the field, the official high school team. So we could be moments away.
Okay, well, we'll hang with you. I will. I'm going to take that video down for just a minute, but we'll hang with you and just kind of stay connected, and we'll bring you back up. So yeah, we'll see you guys 5:30. It's going to be in here at some point, right? So we'll see when it goes and how it goes. I know we've got numbers are climbing, all good, man. I filled about 35 minutes. I filled about 35 minutes at the Luther Burden announcement. Hang on just a second. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to communicate with Evan down in Gadsden and just make sure that the reason he just dropped out was intentional, and that we're going to be able to get you back to Gadsden when they're ready for the announcement. So anyway, I filled about 35 minutes by myself pretty much at the Luther Burden announcement. So I got a TV background. I'm used to doing this. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Anything that's on your mind, just put in the comments. It can't be worse than the Williams Winery one on Monday when people were trying to Okay. Okay. So we are having an issue with the phone. The phone is currently overheated in Gadsden, Alabama. So we hope to get that back pretty quickly and are going to do our best. to bring you the announcement live. Danny wants to know, what are the chances Dre throws some money towards Mizzou NIL efforts to help surround his son with more talent? Well, first, his son has to commit to Mizzou, and we are not 100% sure that's going to happen, right? It's Mizzou, it's Alabama. We believe those are the finalists. But again, Arkansas and Auburn are in there. Bama Central wants to know how Missouri will be in the SEC East. It's about the quarterback and offensive line. To be quite honest, just got an update from Evan. They are making some introductions still. So you guys are not yet missing anything. Don't worry. We're gonna do our best to be back live with you here as soon as possible. And when the live shot gets back, I will pop it on the screen. Look, it's about quarterback and offensive line for Missouri. I've picked a 7-5 season. I could see a little better than that. I could see a little worse than that. K-State game is big for Missouri. The hope certainly is that they're 5-0 when LSU comes to town, because that could be a pretty big game with LSU in the top 5 to 10 at the time, and it'll be interesting. Again, appreciate everybody hanging out. Give our friends at Yingling a little shout out here. Yeah, grab a Yingling for the announcement, which again we are hoping should come pretty soon. We are always at the mercy of just whenever they decide to get things going. David wants to know if the latest word, if the offer to Alabama is committable. I mean, it wasn't made that long ago. I was told last week it is. There seemed to be maybe a little question about that. But again, Alabama, we think, is certainly very much a player here. We expect it to be one of those two. So we will see what happens, hopefully here very shortly. We're now getting into just total small talk. Favorite restaurant in Como. Look, guys, I got to give a shout out to the sponsors. I got to go Billiards on Broadway. It's one of my favorites. You should check it out. They are very good to our site and have done a lot of things for us. Have I seen the Barbie movie? I have. I went and I saw that with my wife. It was actually relatively entertaining. What do you think Mizzou record will be? I think 7-5. Yeah, that's been my prediction as well. So let me check back in here and see where we are at. Okay, sorry, just trying to communicate again, guys. This is a one-man show. We are not ESPN College Football Live, so just trying to communicate with my guy down on the scene in Gadsden. Okay, let me see. Hang on. Hunter Ketchum says that the guys at Bama Online have said this is a committable offer. I would believe them then. They certainly know a lot more about Alabama recruiting than I do. And yeah, definitely no problem being live and hopefully we will get things back going for you from Gadsden here pretty quickly. Just waiting on an update from down there. What is going on? Best alumni bar coming back for the season opener. I mean, you can't not go to Harpo's, right? That's kind of the thing. If you're coming back for a game, I mean, there are other places that, 9th Street Public House is a place I like to hang out, but I say that like I ever actually go out in Columbia. I'm an old man. I don't go out a lot, but you got to go to Harpo's. No question about that. So appreciate all the Bama fans, the Mizzou fans who are here. Okay. All right. So Evan says they are running through the administrators and the coaches at the school right now. So he is going to wait until we're a little bit closer to the actual announcement to jump back in to make sure that we give you guys the best shot of the live feed working and carrying you through this announcement. And again, whoever said it was 5:30 may be right, guys. Like, you may be hanging out listening to me talk for another 17 minutes. And if so, that's the way it goes. DMB wants to know how many yards Luther Burden will have. I think a good benchmark is about what Dom Lovett had last year. He was right around 850-ish. So I think that would be a good benchmark if Luther in the slot now can get that. I think that's certainly a successful year. If you can match what Lovett did last year, I think everybody would be pretty happy with that. Leader of the Mizzou quarterback race. I mean, it's Brady. We've reported it's Brady Cook and Sam Horn. They had a scrimmage with kind of the reserves today. Neither one of those guys played. So I think they are pretty close. I would expect to see them both play in the first game of the season, maybe even in the second game of the season. I don't really anticipate Mizzou picking a starter until that Kansas State game. And they may not tell us before the Kansas State game. Honestly, Zachary saying pretty sure Alabama has a 5-star and a 4-star corner commit in 24. Does that play a part? It could. I mean, these kids all make their choices for different reasons, right? Maybe. I mean, his dad played there. It's Alabama. Obviously, if he commits to Alabama, I don't think anybody would say that's out of the blue. But it is also possible he looks and says, "Hey, there's a ton of talent there. There might be a little less competition for playing time at Missouri." So we will see again in the next, however long. I don't know. I'm guessing in the next 5-10 minutes, but we'll see how long. What Dre's choice is, and again, the other two finalists are Arkansas and Auburn. Again, we don't really anticipate either of those being the choice, but nobody should make a living, predicting what a 17-year-old is going to do. I have had 2 17-year-olds, and I rarely knew what they were going to do. So we shall see. Again, just I am in communication with Evan Dudley down there, and we're not going to show you the empty table or the parade of administrators from Gadsden City High School. So when we are ready to go, I promise to pop that back up for you. Until then, you're just on like a little live show with me. And we're talking about whatever we want, which is right now, who wins a fight? 3 grizzly bears versus 8 wolves. I mean, maybe there's something I'm not thinking of, but I mean, 3 grizzly bears, man. I don't really think I'd want to mess with that. Gerard agrees with me. So this is what this business has become, really. Is I mean, I should have a Yingling sitting here next to me. We're talking about grizzly bears fighting wolves. We got multiple people want me to take my top off, so we've got all that going. Hey, Evan says now the band is playing at Gadsden City, so certainly possible this thing's going to be at 5:30. Bama Central updating us at Alabama that Kirkpatrick is being recruited as a safety. Peyton Woodyard and Red Morgan are already committed in the class as safeties. So again, that could play a role. Missouri's commitment list this year, and again, I think it's, they got all 4 of their starters in the secondary back from last year, but Joseph Charleston, Jalen Carlisle, Ennis Rakestraw, and Chris Abrams-Drain. Probably all 4 of those guys are leaving next year. Now, Missouri does have Cameron Keys, a Florida corner, in this class. They've got Jackson Hancock, a safety from Georgia, in this class. So they've got one of each right now in this class. And, so maybe, obviously, probably a little less competition for immediate playing time at Missouri than there is at Alabama. I mean, that's not breaking news, right? That would be the case at most positions. So that is certainly could be a factor. When you have a dad who played in the NFL, he might look a little deeper into things. But again, the pull of dad's school, it is Alabama. Not a lot of kids get Alabama offers. So all of those things certainly could figure in as well. Drinkwitz's biggest success has been in state. Michael says, any insight into what's helped Mizzou jump in with Kirkpatrick? I mean, they've been on him a long time, guys. They offered him. I don't have the exact date in front of me, but they offered him quite a while ago. He took his official visit on June 9th. It was the only official he took. Now, look, he's from Alabama. He's probably within a couple hours of Tuscaloosa, could be closer than that. So I'm sure he's been there before, doesn't necessarily need to take an official to Alabama, and just picked up that offer a couple weeks ago. But Missouri was the only official he took in the summer. And, we've been hearing Missouri's in this and is a factor for quite a while. Bama's had to pivot at safety after KJ Bolden committed to Florida State a couple weeks ago. I know that was for Georgia too, had to do that. So that could be that could be a factor. And like Gerard says, it seems like a lot of people thought they were getting KJ Bolden. He did an excellent job of keeping everybody in the dark. So, all right, the age-old question, how many 4-year-olds do you think you could take down before they get the best of you? It depends on if we're talking about one at a time here. Like if they all just get to rush me, probably I'm going to guess that 10 of them should probably be enough to take care of me. But if it's just one at a time, I think I could go significantly longer than that. This is absolutely stunning television for you guys. I know. All right, let's see. Gadsden right at 2 hours away from Tuscaloosa. Is this the season Mizzou breaks 6 wins? Yeah, I think it is. We will obviously TBD. We are up over 800 viewers. Appreciate that. Again, we are going to go to Gadsden when we are a little closer to the announcement, because at this point, like, nobody's sitting at the table. Evan is going to pop back in when somebody is sitting at the table or when they're getting close, and we actually have something to show you. So we will get there. Look, guys, I'm kind of like you. We're just waiting to see when this thing gets rolling. We're at 5:20, so we've successfully wasted like 22 minutes already, 27 minutes. So that's a pretty impressive effort on our part, really, to have filled all of this time. And quite honestly, hoping we don't have to fill too much more. All right, Evan just texted me. Cheerleaders are going, should be ready soon. So I'm guessing we're aiming more for 5:30 than 5 o'clock, So let's see. Laid Back is asking about Winery wearing the OU gear. We talked about that a little earlier. Honestly, I don't put too much stock in it. I mean, look, the kid, OU is going to continue to recruit him. I'm sure Georgia will continue to recruit him, just like Missouri would have continued to recruit him if he went to one of those schools. It's not over by any means, but you'd rather have the guy on your commitment list than not. And so that is, Missouri is operating from the position of strength at this point. Again, we will go live to Gadsden City High School pretty soon for Dre's announcement. Cheerleaders are entertaining the crowd right now. So we are kind of reassessing and assuming we're more on a 5:30 timeline than the 5 o'clock timeline that was on social media, but that's all right. Again, this is a big moment for the kid, and he will tell us all what he's doing when he is ready to tell us all what he is doing, right? Let's see. When I run out of things to talk about, the shirt comes off. I got bad news for you, Cody. I got a lot of things I could talk about, man. I can just roll on for a long time, to be quite honest. Woods, Water, and Mizzou's asking if we'll have audio. We will. The audio at the Winery thing was my fault. I briefly cut the mic because I was trying to do 1,907 things at once. Today, I've only got about 4 things to do at once, so hoping that the technical stuff goes a little bit better. We also actually tested this and made sure everything worked before we came on live, so that was an extra bonus for you. I like this one. Does Nick Saban retire on the spot if Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. commits to Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri? I bet there are 13 other coaches in the SEC who would absolutely freaking love if that happened. I'm thinking it's not super likely. Any update on Ryan Wingo's status? Look, guys, we posted what we knew in the chamber this morning. He's currently set to announce on December 20th, and he will, as of now, that's the timeline. It could move up. He has said he is considering moving it up. If he does move it up, we think that to be good news for Missouri, but as of now, it is still December 20th. Asking about Wetzel's NIL article. I didn't read it because I already know everything in it. I will probably read it at some point. I think Dan Wetzel's certainly a good writer, but I have not read it yet. Does the NIL rule in Missouri apply to Link Academy? We're trying to find that out. We don't know for sure what qualifies as Missouri residents. That is actually a question that we have asked some people. Joey giving some love to our Monday live shot. Just the laptop over the head needs to be the norm. No question. Who wins a fight, Drink versus Gates? I got to go Dennis, really, to be quite honest with you. I think it's Dennis, man. I think he's got an edge, no question. Brandon asking about potential flips. We talked about that some in the chamber. Look, Missouri's going to check back with a lot of these in-state kids with this law in place and everything now. So, they'll make efforts, and we will see how that all goes. Trey F will cry tears of joy. Cody, please tell me Jake Garcia is starting. I think I got bad news for you guys. Honored boating news when look, he visits next weekend. We don't know when a decision is coming. But he visits Missouri next weekend. We will see if he will take any more visits after that. Did I miss discussion on Jackson Cantwell? No, there hasn't really been any. He's put out a list of top schools. Missouri has not been one of them. Hey guys, we have got action here at Gadsden City High School. Evan Dudley is back with us. Evan, do we have people at the table yet?
Not yet, but they had reset it, and I believe we're about to have the ceremony. The head coach just came out, recognized the JV team, and said that here shortly they will be having the signing of commitment of Dre Kirkpatrick.
Perfect. Well, everybody at Gadsden getting a little love tonight. JV team, flag football, varsity team. That's awesome. So there is a table again. I don't know, Evan, if you might be able to slide off to one side or the other a little bit, just because you are looking straight in the sun. I know not your fault, man. You didn't set up the table. We might need a little commentary to see what Hattie picks up, just because obviously it's tough, but we'll listen in to what he says and all that when everybody gets set up. So appreciate Evan helping us out here and making the trip over to Gadsden. Going to put him on mute for just a minute so he is free to have any conversation or anything that he needs to have, but you can see the video. And again, hopefully we will have people at the table and an actual announcement for you here pretty soon, because I know you guys are getting really, really tired of sitting here watching me and listening to me ramble. So at least you can see it is a nice sunny day in Gadsden, Alabama, not a single cloud in the sky. And hey, I see movement. I see people coming up. So I am turning Evan's mic back on. All right, so I'll pop back in here momentarily. When they get set up at the table, I'll take myself out of the stream and just so we can make that video a little bit bigger, so you guys have a stronger view of what's going on there at Gadsden. So as you can see, everybody kind of getting up there, getting set up, and as soon as we've got Dre at the table and they start talking, I am going to pop myself out of this stream and just let you guys watch, and we'll all kind of find out together where Dre is going to school. Does look like a pretty big crowd there for Dre's announcement, which is good. And we are gone. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm trying to find out why we are losing connection. Okay. Now we're back.
That was my bad.
That's all right. That's all right. You're here. Appreciate it.
Recoveries, 33 carries for 280 yards, with an average of 6.5 yards per carry and 7 touchdowns on the year. At this point, we'll return it over to Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. and his family. How y'all doing? First and foremost, I want to thank God for giving me this moment in my life. My incredible family, mom and dad, encouragement, support, sacrifice, and encouragement have been the driving force behind my achievements. You have been my rock, guiding me through every high low, and I'm extremely thankful for your love and leadership. For my high school coaches, Coach Luke, Coach Edwards, you have molded me not only into a better player, but also into a better person. Guidance, passion for the game, dedication to our team has inspired me to push my limits, strive for greatness. I will forever cherish the lesson given both on and off the field. To my teammates, you are all my brothers, on and off the field. We have created a plan that lasts a lifetime. I will forever cherish our memories we created. I want to acknowledge the administration itself for helping me reach my academic goals. I appreciate everyone in my life for me today. As I said, I'm taking my time with the University of where? Y'all ready?
All right, there you go. Dre Kirkpatrick pulls out the Missouri stuff, puts it on, then pulls out the Bama stuff. He is going to Alabama following his dad. Alabama Crimson Tide. Hey, guys, we told you sometimes things go weird, man. Missouri felt really good about this one, but it's Bama. And there you have it. So appreciate you guys joining us. And I'm with Eric, man. It was a good fake. He had me convinced. Want to thank Evan. We're going to let him go. He had me convinced. I completely believe. I thought it was Missouri, and he switched it in the end. So, hey, sometimes it happens, guys. But appreciate you joining us. We had 1,000 people here. They don't all go your way. So thanks to the Bama fans that were here, the Missouri fans that were here. Sorry this one didn't go your way, but Dre Kirkpatrick to Alabama. And that is how that one goes. Talk to you next time.